Welcome to the show, everybody. Massive episode. We're talking sleepers that we love. Tim, the bald guy in the studio. What's happening, Tim?
Hi, buddy. How's it going?
Huge episode today. We're talking about sleepers that we love. And again, this is very important because you get these guys for amazing value. So Tim's got a list of a couple guys that he likes, about 4 to 5. I've got a list of about 4 to 5 guys that we absolutely love, like dear to our heart. So big episode. Before we get into that, Tim, huge announcement. Manscaped.com. You can shave around those sensitive areas. Tim, I wonder if you could do like a virtual shave. You stand up there.
Sensitive areas? What are you talking about? Are we talking like here or are we talking here?
Everywhere. This will cover, and it's got a navigational light here, Tim. You can see here, guys, if you're on YouTube, navigational light. You can, not worry. It's got the skin safe technology here. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE to save yourself 20%. They got ball wipes. They got the weed whacker for your nose hairs. Get it right now. Use that promo code SHOWERLINE at manscaped.com. And of course, pre-order the 16-round draft solution right now. This is a game changer. Draft kits are dead. I give you all the outdoor players to draft in each round, sleepers, breakouts, everything you need to crush your leagues and get that massive advantage over the competition. Head over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com. And also, guys, very important, the link is below if you're on YouTube, or head on over to thefantasyfootballcouncil.com. I got to keep repeating it because I believe in it, okay? So before we get to these sleepers as well, this is very important. Tim's got a creepy-ass painting behind him of a doll or something. Creepy as hell. And
it's not creepy.
Dude, that thing is creepy. I mean,
it's beautiful. It's art.
Dude, that is creepy. And you even told me before we got on the air today, you said, hey, Joe, at nighttime when I walk around and it's creepy.
This is scary movie type crap, man. Like if so right now it's relatively light. I got a lot of natural light going on here. But if you are in the dead dark here, let's say you're walking around with the flashlight on your phone or something, and you turn to this, if you don't know about this, her eyes light up super blue when you have a light on it. So it would probably freak you out, man. This is like scary movie type crap.
Yeah, we want to keep you guys at the edge of your seat. She's watching you guys.
That's it.
Watching, make sure you select some of these sleepers. There you go.
She won her league last year. Let's see if she can repeat.
Oh, Tim, that thing is definitely content for sure. All right, so if you guys want to take a look at it, go to the YouTube channel, Fantasy Football Council. Check the latest video. If you guys are listening in the car, you got to see this thing, man. Okay. Anyway, so I got 4 sleepers. You got 4. Let's go back and forth. Talk about the reasons why we think they're sleepers. And again, a sleeper is a guy that I think will perform above where his current consensus Sheep's ADP currently is. And, people are going to be sleeping on. They'll outperform their ADP significantly, or even by 5 or 6 spots at least.
No, see, that's not good enough to me. This is where we always differ, man. For me, a sleeper's got to be like a guy, you would probably call him a deep sleeper. To me, a 4 or 5 above his ADP is not good enough. That's not a sleeper to me. I need a guy that's going to way outperform where he's being drafted. So I had to reach here. And I mean, you're overselling. You're saying these are guys we love. I mean, I got down to it where I'm like, damn, I want to pick someone here, but I just don't believe in them enough. Oh, I'm going to try this. I got a couple reaches here, but man, these guys could pay off huge.
There is definitely deeper sleepers. That's for a whole other episode, but I had to talk about this because, again, as a minimum, they're going to, outperform their ADP by at least 5 spots, but these guys are going to have more than that. But yeah, we did a whole new episode for deeper sleepers, right? And speaking of, deeper sleepers, that thing, man, I wouldn't want to sleep around that painting back there.
No. You don't want to have kids having a sleepover in your living room where this painting is on the wall and then all of a sudden one of them gets up in the night. You're screwed.
100% that thing's haunted. All right. it's gonna be hard to focus with that in the background. All right. So let's talk about what do you want to go with your first sleeper here, Tim?
Yeah. So you and I talked very quickly last night. We ran over just a couple of our picks at that time, and you and I actually had one the same. But I'm going to start off with my first one, who I talked him up a little bit last year. I compared him to Edelman. Yep. I said, oh, he's just always around the ball. And some guys kind of ripped into me and said, what the hell do you mean? That was great analysis. Well, guess what, you morons? He did great last year. I think he's going to do even better this year. I am talking Cole Beasley on the Bills.
You know what? He finished 31st last year, which isn't bad.
Dude, he had 1,000 yards. He has a 76.6% ratio of catching the ball, right, which is really ratio of catching the ball. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Problem is he had only 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying this guy's going to be your wide receiver 1. He's not going to be a top 10, but he is going to outperform a lot of guys that are taken higher than him for sure.
They've got Sanders there. Emmanuel Sanders is going to get some volume. Kenny Stills acquisition. He's not that good anyway. He's like 5th on the depth chart. Beasley is that target that Allen believes in. He's a safe flex play.
He's a sure-handed, short catch guy.
I wouldn't want him on my team. I always aim high on the depth chart, right? To me, he's a wide receiver 2-3.
Yeah, right? I agree.
But so in deeper leagues, I would like him. But again, yeah, he's got some upside to him. But I don't see the ceiling with him. Like, he's going to be a safe guy. That's it. Like, he's just a safe guy. And for me, I aim higher. I don't like safe guys, right?
I'm saying he's going to outperform his ADP easily by 10 plus positions.
So where is he sitting right now? He's way down there, isn't he?
That's right. That's why he's a sleeper.
He's 61st on his, on the rankings, down there with guys.
And that's amongst wide receivers, right? So we're talking a super late round pick. This guy, he's going to put you up some nice solid numbers. So he was erratic or sporadic, however you want to say it. Like, he had some great weeks and he had some off weeks. So he's not going to be an every week winner for you, but he will definitely win you some weeks. He's kind of a plug and play, look at how it goes. But I'm saying by the end of the year, this guy definitely does 10 positions better than his ADP, maybe even 20 positions.
Okay, let's stay on wide receiver. I'll give you one. And he's not really a sleeper, but he kind of is, because I think the ceiling is really high, depending on with AJ Green being gone. He had around 104 targets last year. AJ Green hoarded away, and he was the veteran. Everybody drafted him pretty high in the rankings. But the guy I'm talking about is T. Higgins. Now, T. Higgins, 108 targets, 67 receptions, 908 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's with Burrow going down, I think, week 11 or 12. I think he's the primary target. We're going to have to see what the Bengals do, improving that O-line, protecting Burrow, and maybe acquiring someone else. I still think T. Higgins has that opportunity to be the wide receiver 1. I know Boyd is there and stuff like that, but I really think there's an opportunity for him to shine this year. He's young, he's dynamic, the opportunity is there. And he finished 28th amongst wide receivers last year in PPR and is currently sitting 25th. So we're seeing that copy and paste mentality with the consensus. He could have, again, AJ Green being gone, young, dynamic, a little bit of rapport with Burrow. I think there's top 10, top 15 potential if the volume is there. So I like the upside. What are your thoughts on Higgy?
This is one guy that we mentioned last night to each other. And yes, when you said T. Higgins, I was like, yeah, man, he's on my list as well. So same sort of deal. Yes, Boyd is there. It's kind of a Boyd and Higgy as far as the wide receiver 1, who is going to be the one to totally emerge. It could be either or, but even if it's both of them, even if they finish kind of with comparable numbers, they have to protect Burrow a little better. They got to improve their O-line. But yes, there is huge, huge, huge upside here.
So we're getting Higgy with it. Hopefully you guys are. We're getting Higgy with it. All right. So next sleeper, Tim, who do you got? You love.
No. I told you at the beginning, man, this was like your definition and my definition of sleepers are different. So I had to reach for some guys here, and I'm going to throw something out here that's not even a real pick. So you guys can poop all over me. I don't care. I mean, I'm scrolling through depth charts. I'm looking at performances. I'm thinking of last year. Philadelphia, I want to put a receiver on the list, but I'm like, who the hell do I put on? Someone has to emerge here, man. Someone has to step up and do it. I just don't know. Take a shot on a Philadelphia receiver late. Someone's going to pay off huge. I don't know who it's going to be. They were all crap last year. Something's got to change. Put a player in.
I mean, you go Raygor, you go Fulgham, however you pronounce that. Greg Ward was the top guy last year in targets. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens after the draft. Deshaun Jackson was shipped away. So again, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know I don't even know if they believe in Hurts right now. So again, I'm just going to stay away from that entire situation. But
someone has to emerge. Someone has to be the guy. So last year, yeah, they were all crap. I think Fulgham was their best with 6 touchdowns or something. I think most of their guys had nobody broke into the 1,000 yards receiving.
Greg Ward had 6 receiving. Fulgham was number 2 with 4. So
yeah.
I mean, they don't have a receiver. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I know it's scary, but someone's got to step up and like do something to at least be a sleeper, to increase over their ADP by 10 points, not 10 points, 10 positions. I'm just not sure who it's going to be yet. So we'll talk about that later as the season gets closer, but you got to pick someone off Philly as a sleeper.
What's killing me is the way mainstream have, like, they're making bold predictions that, Hurts is going to be a top 10 quarterback. And yeah, he can get a lot of done on the ground, but he only had 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He didn't do anything last year. He doesn't have any receivers, completely unproven. I'm going to say he's not going to finish the top 10. I see the ceiling. I get it. But am I sold? No. So Eagles are just a no for me across the board. Even with Sanders, I'm just not sold on this offense.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just saying that one of the receivers has to step up to a point where he might be kind of an undrafted guy, and maybe he finishes the year as a WR3. So someone's going to be on there. They're not going to be a killer guy. Nobody's going to step up here and be top 10, top 15 even. I don't think, but someone is going to way outperform their numbers.
All right, I'm going to give you a quarterback sleeper. Let me give you my reasoning and who it is, and then you can debate me if you want. There's 2. I was going to put Carson Wentz here. I don't know if you saw his whole boxing video. I went on social making fun of him. He looked completely uncoordinated. Did you see the boxing video of Carson Wentz?
I saw a shot. I didn't see a video. I just saw one image of him boxing, and whatever. He looked super uncoordinated, but I don't think it's even about that. It's just about, working his body, different muscles, blah, blah, blah.
Good on him. So I was going to put him as one of my quarterbacks I love. And as a backup, yes. And same with this guy as a backup quarterback. Love him as a backup. Love the ceiling. So I'm going to leave Carson Wentz out of this. As much as I hate him online for his boxing, and I've called him out for a charity boxing match, aside from that, I do like him for fantasy this year if he stays healthy. But the guy I'm talking about here finished in 12th last year and having a terrible year in 2020, 11th amongst quarterbacks in 2019, and 2nd amongst quarterbacks in 2018. Always consistent, right? But he has to throw 35 touchdowns to do well. The guy I'm talking about, who's currently sitting 15th amongst quarterbacks right now in the consensus rankings, is Matt Ryan. As a backup quarterback that you can get later after you've secured your ace. Maybe it's Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Herbert or whatever you feel comfortable with upside as a backup. And let me tell you why again, Tim. Right now, the way the consensus rankings have it, they have Godwin, which is crazy. I know his youth is there. That's a whole other discussion. We should talk wide receivers. Not Godwin. Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley as number 5 or 6 on the consensus rankings. And they've got Julio Ridley's at 5, Julio's at 12. And who's throwing the ball? It's going to be Matt Ryan, right? They're going to make improvements. He wants to end his career off at an exclamation. The fact that he's sitting 15th is really, really sheep mentality. You've got these, wide receivers that are top 10. You're ranking them, yet their quarterback thrown to the ball is out, 15th, 16th. Doesn't make sense, Tim. He's a sleeper.
Dude, they had an amazing offense on paper last year and just couldn't put it together. Their overall team sucked. Everything sucked. Who did I have? Tight end. Oh God.
Hooper.
Anyway.
Why am I thinking Hooper? No, I can't think. My mind is completely blanking out. Hurst, right?
Hurst, yeah. So I was sold. Like you say, they have some great receiving talent there, and Matt Ryan did put up some pretty good numbers, I think, as far as yardage and stuff. Yeah. But it just, as a team, they couldn't put it together. They lost too many games that they should have won. Can they turn it around this year? Can Matt Ryan actually do that much better? I don't know, man. It might be a little bit of a reach on your part to say he's going to step up that much. And I like Ryan. Yeah, I like the team. I like the Falcons in general, but I don't know, man. I don't see it.
I'm wearing the hat right there. There you go.
Over top of your other hat. Yep, super cool you are.
There you go. I believe in you, Ryan. I believe in you.
Get her done this year.
Get her done. I don't believe in Gurley anymore, though. He really sucks.
Yeah, that was another one I was trashing.
Matt Ryan as a backup quarterback with top 10 potential. That's it. And I think they're sleeping on him yet again. All right, who do you got, Tim?
I'm going to throw out my quarterback, and this is, this is probably going to, I put LOL. I'm going to get a lot of laughs for this, but who knows what's going to happen here? Jameis Winston?
I see the ceiling.
It's a battle, right? Is it going to be Taysom Hill? Is it going to be Winston? When Winston was traded, I was like, damn, what the hell? He put up 5,000 yards that year, and he gets traded to be a bench warmer, basically a third in line at that point. The problem here is a lot of interceptions. His interception to touchdown ratio is friggin' horrible. But the guy is able to put up yards. He's not a very mobile guy. He could do it a little bit, but I'm just taking the chance that he's going to win the starting job and he's going to outperform by quite a margin.
That's interesting. He finished 5th in 2019 amongst quarterbacks, 5,109 yards, threw the ball a ton. Now he's got Michael Thomas there. It could be exciting. It's a huge roll of the dice. You could only imagine that he's going to improve on the 33 touchdown to 30 interception ratio. The good thing, again, he throws it, but he's getting those interceptions, right? That's the problem. I think he's going to decline. I think that's going to decline. But again, I think it's going to be a committee with that Taysom guy, right? So that's what bothers me, because I think
one of these guys has to step up to be the clear-cut QB1 with. And if it is Winston, then Hill's still going to come in and do some of their trick plays and do some bull crap. But I don't know if he's going to improve a lot on his touchdown to interception ratio. I just think that he has the ability to throw for the huge yardage. He's going to put up those touchdowns anyways, even if it turns out to be a 35-25, it's good enough. It's good enough to say that he outperforms where he's going to be taken.
Now, the games that Taysom did play, he played week 13 and week 14, played the full games, 27 completions, 28 completions, right? In week 14, threw a couple touchdowns, had one interception in those two games, 23 points and 18 points. So, Taysom, I don't know if he's good enough to be the guy. He's getting paid a lot. I think Winston's going to come in, but I think he's going to be, as crazy as it sounds, quarterback by committee, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So that's going to bother me with him. So that's why he's out for me. But he's ranked like 33rd amongst quarterbacks right now, which is insane. Everyone's going to be sleeping on Winston. But again, as a backup, maybe. But I personally don't trust him.
I trust him enough to put him finishing well above where he's going to be taken. He has to win that starting job, though, and it shouldn't be hard. Like you say, Hill was decent in a few games, but then in a few games he was just horrible.
Okay, here's an interesting one for you. It's not that interesting in regards to deeper sleepers, but the talent is there, the opportunity is there. It's all on Daniel Jones, but Kenny Gallaudet currently sitting 16th amongst wide receivers. I think this guy's ultra elite. I think he's really good. I think the upside is there. I think Daniel Jones is going to target him a lot, and they need to. I think Saquon Barkley, being as good as he is going to be a distraction, seeing some stacked boxes, opening things up, going to be a red zone target. I like Kenny Gallaudet, again, sitting at 16th amongst wide receivers. This is that one scenario where I think he's at least going to outperform it by about 5 spots. So I see him finishing top 10. But again, a lot of this is predicated on the improvement of the O-line, protecting Daniel Jones, and making sure Daniel Jones throws the ball up to Kenny Gallaudet. And I think this is going to be a good offense, but it's all on the shoulders of Daniel Jones. I like Kenny Gallaudet.
I like him as well. I don't know about top 10. Maybe just outside the 10, maybe a 12 or 11 is doable, definitely. But to me, that doesn't make him a sleeper. It's not enough of an improvement.
At 6 spots, maybe more. I think it's going to be more than that. But again, it's all dependent on the targets, like how many targets he's going to get. So if I'm going to pull up the New York Giants wide receivers last year, and I'm going to take a look at them, Sterling Shepard was their number one. Actually, no. Sterling Shepard, in regards to fantasy points, was number one, but the number one target getter was Darius Slay with 97 targets, 3 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard, 3 touchdowns. So these wide receivers didn't catch a lot of touchdowns. Now, if that volume shifts over to Kenny Gallaudet, we've got something exciting here. But again, I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to throw the ball enough to make him top 10. Now, only 448 attempts last year. Not bad. I want to see that more. I want to see 500 attempts. Daniel, throw the ball more, That's it. I want to see more.
Well, not to mention Saquon's there, right? So if they get in the red zone, it's typically going to him. So last year, they had a huge issue. Saquon was down for the majority of the year. It's going to be a totally different team. We don't really know what to expect here, but to me, Saquon is still the guy, especially for the touchdowns. That to me, that might be what holds back any of the receivers from being a big name. Yeah, they still might get those 3 to 6, even 7 touchdowns, but they need TDs to really help bolster their numbers. And I just don't see it happening. I don't see him being a top 10.
I'm guessing that painting behind you would be able to guess all of our predictions if you ask her.
Put a little crystal ball underneath her.
I bet you she comes right out and tells you. Like literally.
Yeah. Speaking, right? Like an animated mouth.
Creepy as hell. All right. So you got another one for me.
This was another one. I had to reach. I had to look at everything and just say, you know what? Someone has to step up and fill the shoes. Someone's got to get the numbers. I needed a running back. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, and it's Pittsburgh. And I'm going with McFarland. He's got a huge upside, but he has to step up. He has to be the guy. I mean, who's there right now? It's McFarland and Snell. Like, this is a dogfight between 2 cats is kind of the note I put, man. I need someone to step up. Someone's got to put up some big numbers. Pittsburgh typically likes to go to their running backs. They like to have them involved in the game. Someone's got to step up. So as of right now, with only those two options, I'm saying it's got to be McFarland. But someone could come in. Someone could be drafted. They could pick someone up. Right now, it's McFarland. It's a reach. It's a total reach.
That is a bit of a reach. I'm assuming they got to draft somebody. Connor going to free agency. I don't know, man. I don't know about their situation at all. I'm going to stay away from running backs from Pittsburgh. But again, that is I'm going to give that as a deeper sleeper. But I definitely see where you're going from. Not a guy I will be rostering, but I definitely see a sleeper opportunity there.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. Like, he's going to be such a late pick that I think he has to outperform where he's taken.
Is that your last guy?
That is it for me, man. And I know I reached on a few there. Like I said, I'm looking at scenarios and situations right now, and I'm not loving anything as far as a sleeper goes because my definition of a sleeper is different than yours.
All right, I got one. Last one here. I'm going to end it here. And again, this is surprising because this guy finished 7th, I believe, last year amongst running backs, which is pretty impressive. He was an undrafted free agent at running back on a suspect offense, an offense that on a team that was completely suspect and questionable. Again, finished 7th. That's pretty impressive. 1,070 yards, 7 touchdowns, 240 attempts. They brought in Carlos Hyde, but Jacksonville Jaguars, if they draft Trevor Lawrence, that's only going to help Mr. James Robinson. James Robinson currently sitting 18th on the consensus rankings, a guy that could potentially be the workhorse on their team. 240 attempts, like I said, last year. Based on what he's done, I would keep feeding him the ball. He gets more confident. Again, you got the rookie quarterback that's supposed to be sensational with Trevor Lawrence. Potentially, if they draft him, I'm excited. James Robinson, if I can get him as my third RB as part of a robust RB strategy, I'll be like a pig in shit. I will be the happiest guy on the planet if I get him as an RB3, if I can. His ADP, I can imagine sliding up. They brought in Carlos Hyde, which is good because he's not that good. Like, he's good enough to get some volume and mix in, but not good enough to take the job. So I think they believe in James Robinson. That's why they brought in Carlos Hyde in this scenario. They won't draft anybody else. Free agency is over. That's how it's probably going to look. And the way it looks, I still think he gets around 260 attempts. I like Robinson.
Agreed, man. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I like him. So, Tim, man, welcome back.
Thank you.
Always welcome back. It's the offseason. Tim's going to be rolling in as much as he possibly can. We're going to get him back on during the regular season. And, man, fantasy is going to be here before we know it, man. Before we know it.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a different animal. Well, it's going to be a different animal this year, right? 17 games. So things are going to be a little bit different this year, but it's happening. Last year, a lot of guys were questioning right up to the last minute. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. COVID's going to screw this and that. It happened. There were some adjustments that had to be made. Things changed a little bit, but you know what? It's a go. It's a go.
It's a go. The NFL
football is happening.
So get 16 rounds, guys, below. Thanks, Tim. And those are some sleepers that we absolutely love that are dear to our heart. And Tim is going to, I don't know, man. I think you're going to get haunted over there with that.
I'm going to turn off the lights and stare into her eyes. We're going to have a contest of who wins the stare off.
All right, I'm creeped the hell out, guys. Let us know what you guys think of the painting there. Very creepy.
Not really. You don't have to. It's totally unrelated to football.
All right, guys. We'll talk soon. We're out.
Have a good one, everybody.